This is it. A new city, a new start.
You sound like a tagline of a cheap melodrama.
Don't grumble. Come help me unpack.
Hi, I'm Agnes. Dad and I crossed 3 states to start over. My mom had died not that long ago. She had been ill. Dad decided that moving would be the best way to deal with our grief. I didn't like our new house, or the city it was in. I was still grieving the loss of my mom. On the first day of school, I was bracing myself for the worst. Bullying, hazing, that sort of stuff. But nothing happened. Nothing at all. School life is only full of adventures and TV shows. In reality, it's all boring lessons and recesses, day after day. At first, I was on cloud 9, but it quickly got boring. Sometimes I looked out the window and thought, I wish a meteorite would fall and spice things up. Meanwhile, something weird was going on with Dad. One day, he woke me up at 3 in the morning to talk about Mom.
She's not dead. It's just a prank, right?
There was so much pain and madness in his eyes. He scared me a bit. In a few days, things got even worse. Dad had always been kind, but now he was full of anger. He had a fight with our new neighbor. Then he started to destroy everything in sight, like the walls were to blame for Mom's death. I missed Mom too. I cried myself hoarse, but there was no one I could talk to about it. Soon, I couldn't stand being alone with Dad and found a part-time job to keep my sanity. Have a good shift, Agnes. Thank you. My new job had a lot of pros. I looked amazing in the uniform, I made money and met a lot of new people. One day, a cute guy opened the door when I knocked. He had a burn scar on his face, but still looked very handsome. Delivering piping hot goodness, here's your mushroom pepperoni. By the way, this is my favorite pizza.
Really? It's my favorite too. Let me treat you.
The guy's name was Vince. Surprisingly, we hit it off really well and even exchanged phone numbers. He seemed interested in me and was a good listener.
How do you like the new city?
I wish there were more exciting events and things to do. Besides, I still don't have any friends.
If there's no one you can talk to, you should keep a diary and write down all your thoughts in it. That's what I do.
What about you? Where do you go to school? I haven't seen you at mine. Vince suddenly turned away, looking gloomier than a rainy day.
I need to go.
Well, great. The first real conversation I'd had in weeks ended in drama. Our house smelled of burnt toast and despair. Dad was standing in front of a wall and talking to himself.
I'd give anything to have my wife back.
I didn't know what scared me more, the fact we lost Mom forever, or the fact that Dad was losing his mind. In the morning, the principal introduced the new English teacher. Miss Lynch seemed so sweet. I was afraid I'd get cavities looking at her. She was dressed like a nun. Her hair was neatly tucked away.
Hello, everyone. Actually, I was supposed to be the school's psychologist. That's my main profession. But the school needed an English teacher much more.
The lesson began. I decided to follow Vince's advice and turn my notebook into a private diary. I wrote about everything that troubled me. Missing my mom, worrying about Dad, wishing something interesting would happen to me.
Agnes, what are you doing during class?
I'm just writing my thoughts down in my diary. Miss Lynch asked me to stay behind after class.
Agnes, I can see that something is bothering you. If you ever want to talk, I'm here.
At first, I wanted to say something sarcastic, hide my vulnerability. But then, I gave in and nodded. To be honest, I really do want to talk to someone.
I'll be waiting for you after class tomorrow.
I nodded again and left the classroom. I felt like I'd forgotten something important. What could it be?
Interesting.
I woke up the next morning because someone had added me to a chat called The Game. Beside me, there were 4 other students from my school in it. The first one was Sam, a popular guy and a class clown. The next was Rachel, the social media queen. Her left pinky was more photogenic than me. The third student was Junsu, an athlete who spoke little but ran fast. And finally, Deborah, a walking encyclopedia and the best student at school. The strangest thing was that none of us were friends. We didn't even say hello to each other in the hallways. Who added us all to one chat? And then one more person appeared. They used the pseudonym The Host. Here's what they wrote. You are invited to take part in my game. I'm going to send a personal task for each player in the chat. You will get points for completing the tasks. If you refuse, you will be fined. The most important rule is that no one should know about the game except the 5 of you. Naturally, none of us took it seriously. But then the host sent a photo of the prize in the chat.
Wow.
It was an ATV that looked like it was made for rebels. Only yesterday, I had been thinking that life was like a swamp, and today I got a chance to get out of it. So when the join the game button appeared in the chat, I clicked on it. The rest of the guys did too. I saw Dad downstairs, lying on the floor like a stranded whale. Dad, when was the last time you ate or took a shower?
I just want to sleep. In my dreams, I see your mom again.
I swallowed the lump in my throat. Good morning to me. Seemed like I was still on my own. At school, I saw all the students from the chat.
Do you think you're serious?
I don't know, but the ATV looked cool. I'm ready to fight for it.
I just want to have fun.
The last class that day was English. After the bell rang, everyone ran out into the hallway, and Miss Lynch came up to me.
Now we can talk about what's bothering you.
However, at that moment, my phone vibrated in my pocket. I pulled it out and saw that the host had sent the first task for Sam. He was supposed to go to Miss Parker's place and confess to her. Miss Parker was our mean retired librarian. The rest of us were supposed to film him and send the video to the chat as proof.
Agnes, did you hear me?
I'm sorry, I need to go. It's a family apocalypse. Did you see the message too?
Yes, we're all running to Miss Parker's house.
Sam squared his shoulders, fixed his hair, and knocked on Miss Parker's door. We hid in the bushes and got ready to film him on our phones.
Miss Parker, this might sound weird, but I love you. Will you marry me?
Oh, I've been waiting to hear that for 60 years. Miss Parker left to look for a veil, and Sam cannonballed off the porch.
Stop laughing, you jerks! Did you film everything?
Every second of your humiliation.
Then let's get out of here before Miss Parker comes back in a wedding dress.
Later, we sent that video to the chat, and the host awarded Sam 1 point. After that, the other participants got their tasks too. They were all funny and harmless. The most amazing thing was that we started to like each other. For real. We were all so different, but at some point we became a team. Meanwhile, Dad continued to escape from reality into the world of dreams. Dad, I made soup.
I'm not hungry, Agnes.
I immersed myself in the game and my job. I was so busy I didn't have time to talk to Miss Lynch. One day, a biker parked by the school. He looked like he'd escaped from a Mad Max movie.
Hey, do you know where Vixen is?
Who?
Steve, I told you not to come to school.
Sorry, Vixen, but you weren't answering your phone.
It's Miss Lynch now. Go away.
Yes, boss.
Who was that?
My cousin. Vixen is my childhood name.
I didn't believe a word she was saying, and I was right not to. After all, later I heard her call someone.
Make sure Steve doesn't show up at school again. Think about my cover.
I wanted to keep watching her, but then a new task appeared in the chat. It was a task for me. Agnes, you're too quiet. Put on a show in English class. Shout, jump on desks. Video proof should be uploaded in the chat as usual. What? I stared at my phone in shock. Later, I told the other guys I would not do it.
Don't back out now. It'll be fun. Just make a small scene.
In the end, I listened to my friends and danced on desks like I was possessed by the devil during the next class. Of course, I was sent to the principal's office for that. He shouted at me and threatened to call my father, but I expected that. Miss Lynch was already waiting for me when I left the principal's office.
Agnes, I'm worried about your behavior. Is this because you miss your mom?
How do you know about that?
You left your diary in the classroom, and I read it. I'm sorry.
You did what? Give it back!
I left it at home, but I promise I will return it. And if you still want to talk,
not with you! I stormed off. Her words made my blood boil. It felt like Miss Lynch had dug around in my soul. It was disgusting. That evening, I went to work as usual. It was just me, the pizzas, and the road. I knocked on the door of a house and was stunned. The bearded biker I'd seen at school opened the door.
The food is here. Boss, get the money.
Then she appeared, Miss Lynch. But she didn't look like a teacher anymore. Tattoos, leather clothes, loose hair. Why do you look like this?
It's none of your business how I look or what I do after work.
She shoved the money at me, took the pizza, and slammed the door in my face. I stood there blinking until my phone vibrated. The host had sent another task in chat. They wanted Junsu to break up the most loving couple in our school by kissing his friend's girlfriend. I clutched the phone to my chest in shock. Each new task was more and more disturbing. In the morning, we came to school. We were all staring at Junsu, and he was looking at that couple. Then, he took his phone and wrote in the chat that he refused to complete his task. Almost immediately, a reply came from the host.
And get ready for the consequences. I don't care about this stupid game anymore.
An hour later, we walked into the dining room. Everyone who was there immediately turned and stared at Junsu. There were flyers everywhere. I picked up one and gasped. Junsu once won a competition by tripping up his opponent. He's a hero, not a cheat. Our phones beeped when we got a text from the host.
Junsu, you consider yourself a good person. You refused to destroy your friend's relationship, and yet you didn't hesitate to ruin someone's sports career. This is your reckoning. By the way, I know the dirty secrets of you all.
This isn't a game! Someone is getting revenge! At the next recess, we went to the gym to discuss who could be waging a war against us. The host knows too much. They must be one of us.
I know who they are. It's the new girl.
What? Why me? Wait, is that my diary?
Miss Lynch asked me to give it to you. I couldn't help but take a peek. Agnes wrote that she was too bored. Sounds like a motive to start this game, doesn't it?
Seriously? I was with you when the host texted us.
You could have been an accomplice.
They surrounded me like a pack of wolves. I felt like a helpless victim. If you go further, I'll make you regret being born, Agnes. They left me. I felt empty inside. My thoughts were spiraling. Actually, it had all begun after Miss Lynch appeared at school. She was suspicious and could have started the game and framed me. But what could our teacher be up to? I needed to clear my name, so as soon as it got dark, I crept up to Miss Lynch's house and carefully peered through her window. The people inside looked like real gangsters, and Miss Lynch was clearly their boss. Where is she?
Are you looking for me?
Yes, because I think you're the host. I told her about the game and about being framed. I thought she would get mad at me for figuring her out, but to my surprise, Miss Lynch laughed good-naturedly.
You know, in my youth, all I did was roam, steal, and commit fraud. In the end, I ended up in jail. Only when I hit rock bottom did I realize that it was time to turn my life around. After serving my sentence, I tried to get a good job, but no one wanted to hire me because of my bad reputation. I looked around and realized that there were a lot of people like me. That's when I set up this place. Former criminals learned how to be decent people here, but that didn't seem like enough to me. I forged some documents and got a job at a school to help teenagers, to stop them from repeating my mistakes, you know?
I nodded. I felt like I understood her now. Miss Lynch sounded sincere. I could see she was full of remorse.
What was that about a game? Can I help you with that?
All of a sudden, I noticed an ATV driving by, the one the host had promised to the winner of the game. I recognized the driver and clenched my fists. No, thank you. I already know who's behind it all. I sent the address to my friends and asked them to come there as soon as possible. It was Vince's address. I thought he was cool, but now, you're the host.
And you're not as stupid as I thought. Yes, I organized the game.
Why would you do that to us? We didn't do anything to you.
Really? Why don't you ask them?
I looked back at my friends. For a moment, everyone was silent, but only for a moment.
I tripped Vince during an important race. I made fun of his burn.
I dumped Vince in front of the whole school. I stole his research.
That's right. I'm being homeschooled because of all of you. You deserve this.
Wait, but what did I do?
You didn't hurt me. You just said you wished interesting things would happen to you. I needed you to play the game and become the scapegoat.
I looked at them all, one by one. You are all terrible. And you are no better than those you got back at, Vince. A few days went by. I didn't talk to any of them. Life went back to normal. It was like none of it ever happened.
Agnes, can I talk to you for a moment? I'm quitting. You can't do good by lying. I will study to become a psychologist and then come back for real.
Then, she reminded me that she had read my diary and explained what was going on with my dad.
He is going through the 5 stages of grief: denial, anger, bargaining, depression. Soon he will reach the final stage: acceptance. Things will get easier after that. And by the way, I think you should try to forgive your friends. I know from experience how easy it is to make a lot of mistakes. Everyone deserves a second chance.
I'll think about it. Thank you for everything. When I came home, something smelled delicious. Dad looked clean and cheerful for the first time in a long while.
I've made dinner, Agnes. I'm sorry I wasn't there for you when you needed me. But I'm here now, with you.
We sat on the roof all night and talked. About Mom, about our pain, about the future. By morning, I felt like I was finally ready to move on. Be careful what you wish for, because sometimes our wishes come true.